Have you ever noticed that after a really good cry you feel lighter? Like something heavy just lifted off your chest. You were not imagining it. There's actual science behind why crying makes us feel better. And today, on Mind Awareness Hub, we are going to break it all down from what's happening in your brain to why emotional tears are completely different from the tears that form when you chop an onion. So if you have ever cried and then felt a little embarrassed about it by the end of this video, you will never see your tears the same way again. Let's start with the basics. Welcome back to Mind Awareness Hub, the place where we explore the science of how your mind and emotions actually work. If this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe because we post videos every week that help you understand yourself better. Now, before we dive into science, I want you to think about the last time you cried. Maybe it was during a movie. Maybe it was after a stressful week. Maybe you cried alone in your car and you are not quite sure why. Whatever the reason, most of us have experienced that strange sense of calm that follows a cry. But why does that happen? Is it all in our heads? Or is our body actually doing something physical during those tears? The answer is both, and it is absolutely fascinating. First, let's talk about the 3 types of tears because not all tears are the same. Type 1 is called basal tears. These are your everyday tears. They are always present in your eyes, keeping them moist and protected. You don't feel them because they're so small in quantity. Type 2 is reflex tears. These happen when your eye gets irritated with smoke, dust, or yes, chopping onions. These tears are your body's defense system. They flush out whatever is irritating your eye. But type 3 emotional tears are the ones we're really interested in today, and they are chemically different from the other 2. Here's something incredible. Scientists have found that emotional tears contain higher levels of stress hormones, including a hormone called cortisol and another called ACTH, which stands for adrenocorticotropic hormone. These are chemicals your body produces when you are under stress. So when you cry emotionally, your body is literally flushing stress out through your tears. Think about that for a second. Your tears are not just water. They are carrying toxins and stress hormones out of your body. But that's just one piece of the puzzle. What's happening inside your brain during a cry is even more interesting. When you experience strong emotions, grief, frustration, overwhelming joy, a part of your brain called the limbic system gets activated. This is your emotional control center. Your limbic system sends a signal that triggers the lacrimal glands, the small glands near your eyes, to produce tears. And as this emotional storm is happening, your body also starts releasing chemicals called endorphins and oxytocin. You have probably heard of endorphins. They are often called feel-good chemicals. They are the same ones released during exercise. And oxytocin is sometimes called the love hormone. It promotes feelings of calm and connection. So while you are crying and feeling vulnerable, your brain is simultaneously releasing chemicals that soothe you. It is like your body is saying, I see you are in pain. Let me help. Now here's where it gets really interesting. And this is the part that most people do not know. Your body has 2 main modes. The first is the sympathetic nervous system. This is your fight or flight mode. When you are stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed, your body switches into this mode. Your heart rate goes up. Your breathing becomes shallow. Your muscles tense. The second mode is your parasympathetic nervous system. This is your rest and digest mode. This is when your body slows down, recovers, and heals. Here's what researchers have found. Crying actually activates your parasympathetic nervous system. That means when you cry, especially after holding back emotions for a long time, your body is physically shifting from a state of tension and stress into a state of rest and calm. Your heart rate slows, your breathing deepens, your muscles start to relax. This is why after crying, you sometimes feel exhausted and almost sleepy. It is because your nervous system just went through a full emotional workout, and now it is recovering. Think of it like a storm. Before you cry, the emotional pressure is building like dark clouds gathering. The crying is the storm itself. And after the storm passes, everything feels cleaner, quieter, more peaceful. There's also a psychological side to this. When we cry, we are acknowledging our feelings. We're not running from them, not suppressing them. We are letting them move through us. And psychologists call this emotional processing. Research in psychology shows that people who allow themselves to cry, especially in safe environments, tend to feel less anxious and less depressed over time, because they are not carrying around a backpack full of unexpressed emotions. Crying is not a weakness. Crying is your nervous system doing its job. Now, I want to address something that many of us have been told, especially men. But honestly, Women to. We have been told that crying is a sign of weakness. Those strong people cry, that you should toughen up and keep it together. But what we have just learned today tells us the opposite is true. Suppressing your emotions, holding back tears, bottling things up does not make them go away. It just delays them. And over time, suppressed emotions can build up into chronic stress, anxiety, and even physical health problems like headaches, digestive issues, and a weakened immune system. The people who allow themselves to feel, who let the storm come and pass, tend to be more emotionally resilient in the long run. Now, I do want to add one important note. There is a difference between healthy crying, the kind that brings relief, and chronic crying that never seems to offer comfort. If you find yourself crying constantly, feeling hopeless, or unable to function, that can be a sign of depression, and it is important to reach out to a mental health professional. Crying should eventually bring relief. If it does not, you do not have to face that alone. But for most of us, in most situations, letting yourself cry is one of the most natural, healthy, and powerful things you can do for your mental health. So, the next time you feel tears coming, do not fight them. Let them come. Your brain is releasing stress hormones. Your nervous system is calming down. Your body is doing exactly what it was designed to do. You are not weak. You are human. And you are healing. Thank you so much for watching Mind Awareness Hub. If this video helped you understand yourself a little better, give it a like. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. And subscribe for more content about the science of your mind and emotions. Drop a comment below. When was the last time you had a good cry, and did it help? I'd love to hear from you. I will see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves.